Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Slow and Simple English. I am Alex.
And I am Emily. How are you today, Alex?
I am very well, Emily, but I am a little bit tired. I spent all morning cleaning my kitchen.
Oh, cleaning is hard work. Did you use any interesting tools?
Just a sponge and some soap. But it made me think, why do we have the tools we have? Why do we use a fork and not just our hands?
That is a great question. Today, we are talking about funny and strange inventions for the home.
Segment 1. The Dangerous Fork. Let's start with the fork. Emily, did you know that people used to think forks were evil?
Evil? It is just a piece of metal with 3 or 4 points. How is that evil?
Well, hundreds of years ago in Europe, people ate with their hands. When the fork arrived from the Middle East, some leaders said, "God gave us fingers. Why do we need metal fingers?"
That is funny. Imagine being too cool for a fork.
Exactly. One noblewoman in Venice used a golden fork in the year 1000. The local priests were very angry. They thought she was being too fancy.
I guess I am very fancy every time I eat pasta. Segment 2. The Toaster Trouble. Okay, Alex, I have one for you. Let's talk about the toaster.
I love toast. It is easy to make.
Now it is easy. But the first electric toasters only toasted one side of the bread at a time.
So you had to watch it?
Yes, if you looked away for 1 minute, poof, the bread was black smoke. Also, they didn't have a pop-up button. You had to touch the hot metal to turn the bread over.
Ouch. So breakfast was actually a dangerous hobby back then.
Very dangerous. People often burned their fingers just for a piece of warm bread. Segment 3. The weirdest one yet. Before we finish, I found a very strange invention from the 1920s. It was called the finger brush. Is that for your hair?
No. It was a tiny toothbrush that you put on your finger like a thimble.
That sounds messy.
It was. The idea was that you could feel your teeth while you cleaned them. But people hated it because they kept biting their own fingers.
I think I will stay with my plastic toothbrush with a handle. Thank you very much.
We hope you enjoyed these short stories. Let's look at 3 new words we use today. Invention. A new thing that someone creates. Noblewoman. A woman from a high social class or royal family. Thimble. A small metal cap to protect your finger.
Thank you for listening to Slow and Simple English. We hope your next piece of toast is perfect and not burnt.
You know, we've been looping on this for a while. Let's shift gears.
Have you ever thought about how one tiny, insignificant decision you made years ago basically decided where we are right now?
Oh, like the butterfly effect? I love that. It's scary, but kind of cool.
What's the tiny thing for you?
Honestly, probably the day I decided to start taking the long way to work just to listen to a specific podcast. It changed my whole career path because of one guest they interviewed. The what if phase.
That's wild. It makes me think about how much we overthink the big decisions, like which college to go to, but we don't think about the small ones, like saying yes to a random coffee invite.
Exactly. If you look at it mathematically, life isn't a straight line. It's more like a tree branching out. I read somewhere that if a pilot changes their heading by just 1 degree, they'll end up in a completely different city. If you're flying from LA to NYC and you're off by 1 degree, you end up in DC instead.
Reminds me of that book, Atomic Habits. The idea that if you get 1% better at something every day, you don't just get a little better, you get 37 times better by the end of the year because of compounding. So, if we want to change our trajectory, we basically have to trick our brains into liking the process rather than the result.
37 times? That feels like a lot. But I guess it's like interest in a bank.
Exactly. It's the simple interest of personality. But the problem is, it works for bad habits too. One extra soda a day doesn't make you sick tomorrow, but in 5 years? Don't attack my Diet Coke habit, Alex.
But I get it. I started doing this thing where I just tidy up for 2 minutes before bed. At first, it felt pointless, but now my house is never actually messy.
See, that's the trick. You stopped cleaning and started being a clean person. It's weird how our brains resist that, though. Why is it so hard to start a good tiny habit, but so easy to keep a bad one?
Probably because the reward for bad habits is instant and the reward for good habits is delayed. Evolution wants us to take the win now.
Precisely. So, what's your 1 degree shift for tomorrow?
I think I'm going to leave my phone in another room for the first 10 minutes after I wake up, just to see what my own thoughts sound like for once.
Thanks for listening. And remember, just a 1% improvement every day makes a world of difference.
Before we go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our community here at Dear English Batch. It's the best way to stay updated with every new story and lesson we share. Bye for now. See you in the next one.